Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks so much for joining. It's so awesome to see you guys here. Sorry that we started a little late, a couple of minutes late. Mr Hegarty made a boo-boo today. Technical boo-boo. I forgot to set the lesson up in advance, so a couple of people couldn't see the lesson 10 minutes ago. So really sorry if I caused you a bit of an issue. Just wanted to start a couple of minutes late to get people into the session. Awesome. So, hey, I'm loving these sessions. 2 o'clock's my favourite hour of the day at the moment. Can't wait to tackle some of the bad boys today. Let me give you a bit of an update of what we're doing. We're going to keep doing exponential equations till the end of the week. That's today and tomorrow. Only exam questions. True bad boys, ones that need our brains. We're just going to make things more difficult over the next 2 days. But I want to give you an update of next week. Myself, Angela, and Mr. Arnold, we're going to start teaching straight line graphs. Okay, we're going to start teaching straight line graphs. It's probably going to last for a couple of weeks, maybe even 3 weeks, right? Because straight line graphs come up over and over and over and over and over and over and over again at A level. So we're going to take our time. We're going to nail some bad boys with straight line graphs, and we're going to learn it properly. So we've prepared in advance, and that's what's next. So I know some of you guys were thinking, what on earth's coming next? Hopefully that helps you out. Someone's got a happy birthday. Whose happy birthday is it? I didn't catch it. Happy birthday, whoever it is. Shout out. I wasn't looking at the chat at that moment, but that's really cool. Okay, let's destroy them bad boys, as someone says in the chat. Gonna continue with exponential equations. Gonna do all exam questions. A bit like yesterday. It's all right, by the a bit like yesterday, but everyone's exam mode. We just want to do 2 more days of this, right? Okay, here we go. First question of the day. Find the value of x if 16 multiplied by 2 to the power of 6x subtract 3 is 128. Notice it's an exam question. A bit like yesterday, only that we've got numbers out that are not the same base. Okay? So, always write the question. Don't try and save the world in one go. Just write that question down to help us get some thinking time. Remember what we did to solve these type of problems. We said to ourselves, look, we can solve these equations if we get everything to have the same base, and 2 is a good candidate for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace that 16 as a power of 2 and replace that 128 as a power of 2 as well. So 16, you guys should know, is 2 to the power of 4. So that's just me slotting in 16 with 2 to the power of 4, replacing that, multiplied by, keep this 2 to the 6x subtract 3. I'm happy with that too. It's not a problem to me. And 128, you guys should know that's 2 to the power of 7. Now, when you're in this world, as we saw yesterday, life just gets so much easier when you've got the same base. If you're multiplying and the base is the same, you can add the powers. So you can say this is 2 to the power of 4 add 6x subtract 3 is equal to 2 to the power of 7. And let's just tidy this bad boy up here. We just don't want messy stuff like that. Let's collect like terms. And so that's 2 to the power of, I'll write the x's first, 6x. 4 take away 3 is plus 1. And we are in a happy place. Power of 2, a base of 2 is the same. Therefore, these exponents must be equal. So we've got 6s plus 1 must equal 7. And all we do is we're going to subtract 1 off both sides to get rid of this plus 1 bad boy. And we've got ourselves 6x is equal to 6. And then we're going to divide both sides by 6 to work out the value of 1x. And when we do that, we get ourselves that x is equal to 1, and we're done. Okay, nice easy warm up. I always do this. I try and not to make it too difficult, although it was an exam question. It was an exam question, not even lying about it. It was in an AS question, couple of marks, I think. It's now over to you. Get this right. Give yourself some confidence. Off we go. Right, loving seeing some of these answers. Annabelle, Annette, Suman, Libby, Mariam, Will, Lois. Loving the X's too as well. Loving this, not just two. Loads of you are writing it in that neat form as you have to give your answer. Really loving that. Matthew, Hashina, Lewis, Daniel. Nice one. Okay, Abby, let's have a look what I got. Did I get the same as you? I honestly don't remember. Yes, we did. 2. Nice one. We all got 2. 2. X is equal to 2. Great start to this session. Okay, let's pick up the pace. Next one. Next one's a bit trickier, right? Here we go. Another exam question. We're only doing 5 today, all exam style questions. Each one gets more difficult. The last one is very nasty. Here we go. Next question. Okay, guys, find the value of x if 9 to the power of negative 4 multiplied by 3 to the power of 2x take away 5 is equal to 1 over 81. Oh, okay. Ishk, as we talked about yesterday. Let's take our breath and I just copy down the question. Give me thinking time. Let that brain move. Let that engine up there, those mice in my head, start spinning those wheels and helping us think what we're supposed to do here. So, as always, when I just wrote that down, I thought to myself, key to the puzzle here is get everything the same base. What base should we use? Could be 9, could be a lot of things. 3 is a good one because I know I can write 9 as a power of 3. I know I can write 81 as a power of 3 as well. So I'm going to pick 3 as my base and convert everything to have a base of 3. So I'm going to deal with that 91 and deal with that 81 as well. And by the way, I'm just going to deal with that 81 over here. 1 over 81, you guys should know, is 1 over 3 to the power of 4, right? Which is 3 to the negative 4. So 1 over 81, I just did it as a bit of side working to save us a hassle. So how am I going to deal with this 9 here? I'm going to replace that 9 with 3 to the power of 2. So I'm going to write 3 to the power 3 squared. Don't forget that negative 4 bad boy there. And then I've got multiplied by 3 to the 2x take away 5 is equal to 3 to the power of negative 4 because I converted 1 over 81 in one go to 3 to the negative 4. That's just easier if I do it like that. Okay, let's tidy up this bad boy. 3 squared to the power of negative 4. That's 3 to the 2 times negative 4, which is 3 to the negative 8. Multiplied by 3 to the 2x take away 5 is equal to 3 to the negative 4. Now, when you've got the same base and you're multiplying, you can add the exponents. So this is going to be 3 to the power of negative 8 plus 2x take away 5, right? Is equal to 3 to the negative 4. Combine this bad boy here. Tidy that up. You've got to be super careful here when you're doing it. Negative 8 subtract another 5 is going to be negative 13, and you've still got your positive 2x. So I'm going to write the 2x first, and I'm going to write take away 13 after, is equal to 3 to the negative 4. And now I'm in the safe land. The reason I'm in the safe land is I've got an equation with the same base on both sides that are equal, so the exponents must be equal. So I can state that 2x take away 13 must equal negative 4. Let's add 13 to both sides. To tidy this up, I want to get rid of this bad boy here. So I'm going to add 13 to both sides. And when I do that, I get that 2x is equal to negative 4. Add 13 is going to be equal to 9. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 2. And what am I going to get myself? X is equal to 9 over 2. No need to decimalize that bad boy. Don't write 4.5. Just leave it as 9 over 2. Okay, so we've got x is equal to 9 over 2. It's now your turn. A lot going on here. Find the right base to convert to. Then combine where you can. Then set up an equation and solve it. All right? So here we go. Wow, some people got the answer so quickly. That's pretty awesome. I think some of you guys can get the answer quicker than me, but it's not always about speed. It's about accuracy. It's about showing you're working. It's about understanding. It's about feeling comfortable in your own skin and not always comparing yourself to others. And speed, it's about comparing yourself to yourself, trying hard, beating these bad boys personally and not cheating. Okay, I'm going to reveal the answers because we've got a lot coming in. You got X is 11 over 2. Someone, Pravin, put a lovely little bracket in there. I like that. So let's see if I got that. I honestly can't remember. So this is going to be a shock if I don't get the same as you guys. X is equal to 11 over 2. Really good job, people. Really good job. X is equal to 11 over 2. Someone asked, how can you compare yourself to yourself? The way you do it is compare yourself today than yesterday. Did you learn a little bit more? Is there more in your head yesterday than today than yesterday? Are you a better person today than you were yesterday? All you can do in life is small incremental improvements, and that's how you do that. Oh, Raphael, thanks so much. Someone said your little sister is using Numerize and loving it. We'll talk about the end. That's really nice to hear. Anyway, it's time for us to move on to our next question. Next question is another exam question. Here we go. Find the value of x if 27 to the power of x all squared is equal to 1 over 9. Now, there are different ways of doing this, but when I see 27 and 9, I want to make everything have the same base, and I like the base 3, because I know I can write 27 as a power of 3. I know I can write a ninth as a power of 3. So that's in my head, but I'll start off by actually just scribing the question like that. Now, what I'll do in a bit of working, I'm going to try and make everything a power of 3 eventually. So I'm just going to do a bit of side work and say that 1 over 9 is 1 over 3 squared, which can be written as 3 to the power of negative 2. All right, so that's a bit of working I'm going to come back to. This side, 3 to the x to the 2, I'm going to tidy up to 3 to the x times 2, or 2x. And on this side, I'm straight going to convert into 3 to the negative 2. Now, that's not helping us because I need everything to have the same base, and I've got 27 here and I've got 3 here. But I can easily sort the 27 out because you guys should know that 27 is 3 cubed. But don't forget that to the power of 2x and keep that 3 to the negative 2 on this side. 3 to the power of 3 to the power of 2x is 3 to the power of 3 times 2x, or 6x. And that's going to be equal to 3 to the negative 2. We are in a good place here. We have the same base and an equality, so therefore the exponents must be equal. So we've got that 6x is equal to negative 2. If I want to get 1x, I divide both sides by 6, and I get myself x is equal to negative 2 over 6. And we're done. Or are we? Trick question. We're not done. No, we're not, because I put a little trickiness in there. As you know I do, simplest form. Don't forget you've been asked your answer in simplest form. Because you can divide the numerator and denominator by 2, we can simplify this fraction into x is equal to negative 1/3. Do not forget that simplify step here. These little bad boys, they crop up, they slot them in at the end of a question to check your reading. Got to have your wits about you. All right? Do not forget to simplify. Tricky as. Right, now you know my tricks. You probably won't forget that, but always remember that this could come up in questions when you least expect. So will it come up in this one? Over to you. Munira, Will, Lois, Jack, Rory, Musha, Suman, Amit, Raphael, Lakshman, William, Oliver. Loads of good answers coming in here. I'll try and say everyone's name, but it goes so quickly past my screen. Daniel, Matthew, Andrea, Krishna. X is equal to negative a fifth. Praveen even put a lovely little piece of brackets in there. Well done, Praveen. Let's see what I got. Actually, to be fair, I shouldn't say well done until I know you got the right same as me. Let me see. X is equal to negative 1/5, and we're there. X was equal to negative 1/5. So that was really good, guys, and it looks like you guys didn't forget. Look, this little bit of trickiness here, this little bad boy didn't catch you out. Remember, was that because I just pointed it out to you, though? You've got to have your wits about you when I'm not around. You've got to remember these little simplest form bits could drop you a mark here or there. Always good practice to simplify your answer. Right, I'm really pleased with today. 2 more questions. Next one, I think, is in our remit, given how well we're doing today. Last one, a bit worried about that, but we can do it. You know what, Brevnet? I think it wasn't a bad boy. I'm not sure we've had a real bad boy yet today. Next one, I don't even think it's a bad boy. It's an exam question, though. Let's never underestimate these bad boys because they can crop up when you least expect them. Let's see. It might be. Here we go. Find the value of x if root 3 multiplied by 3 to the power of x is equal to 1 over 27. As I always do, forgive me, I like writing the question down. Give me thinking time, stop me getting all stressed out and flustered, stop me making mistakes. Also notice that simplest form thing. That's in my mind. Okay. As the trick with all this, change to the same base. What's good base? I see 3 there. I see 3 there. I see 27 here, but I know I can convert 1 over 27 into a power of 3. So I'm going to deal with that. In fact, I'm going to just go over here and deal with the 1 over 27 issue as a working. Just want to get that out of my face. I want it to stop stressing me out. 1 over 27 is 1 over 3 cubed. You guys should know that. You should be able to convert 27 to 3 cubed easy, which can be written as 3 to the power of negative 3. So that's going to sort us right out on this side. You guys should also know another bit of working 2, that root 3 can be written as 3 to the power of a half. That's just one of our earlier rules. It's something that should be in our head. So tidying this bad boy up, we've got root 3, but I'm going to change that to 3 to the half. I'm going to keep the 3 to the x there. I'm not going to muck around with that. But the 1 over 27, I'm converting straight into 3 to the negative 3. When you are multiplying and the base is the same, you can add the powers. So we can tidy this up into the 3 to the half plus x, or I might write the x first if you don't mind. It just makes it easier for me to comprehend. And now we're in a good place. We have our base the same. We have our exponents there, so they must be equal. So x plus a half must equal negative 3. In order to solve for x, subtract a half off both sides. I always like leaving my answer as an improper fraction, so let me go and do some working over here. What's negative 3 subtract a half? Well, negative 3 is really negative 3 over 1. I'm going to make that over 2, so multiply top and bottom by 2. Negative 6 over 2, take away another half. I would get negative 7 over 2. So therefore, my final answer was x is equal to negative 7 over 2, giving my answer as an improper fraction. You would be allowed negative 3.5 or even negative 3.5, but I always leave it as improper fraction. Oh, I see. It's all right, Raphael. I made a little mistake there. Not a problem at all. Not a problem. Okay, over to you. Think on your feet, use your square roots and your root knowledge, convert your fraction into a single power. I think you can do it. Here you go. Good question, Maisie. Mr. Arnold's pointing out to me in the last question, in order to get rid of this a half, a lot of you guys are like doubling both sides. That's why you get a negative 6. To get rid of add a half, you subtract a half from both sides. So might be worth saying. Okay, loads of people are getting an answer here. Negative 13 over 2 or negative 6.5. Let me remind myself of what I got earlier. Here's one I did earlier. They used to say Blue Peter. I don't know if you guys ever watched that. Here's one I did earlier. X is equal to negative 13 over 2. Resurrection of Mars wrote it out in words. Nice one. Okay. That was actually, I think, look, guys, we got to put this in perspective, right? We're 20 odd minutes in. We've done 4 exam questions. Boom. That's what I say. Boom. However, I do say brace yourself for the last one. The last one is tricky. It's fractions galore. It's decimals galore. It's negatives galore. It's indices galore. It's all happening. It's all kicking off in the last question. So if you want to take a breath, have one now. Even I'm taking a breath because, live, doing these lives, I might even make a mistake. You never know. Here we go. Let's go for it. Find the value of x if 25 to the power of 2/5 x divided by 5 to the power of 2x plus 3 is equal to 0.2. Give your answer in simplest form. I'm going to ask you a question. Just before you go ahead, what's the base? What base do we want to convert to? Write that in. Do not try and do the question. Just answer my question. What's the base we're going to try and make everything have? And I'll write the question while you do that. Five. I'm loving what's in your guys' minds here. Trying to make everything to have that base of 5. That's the key to the puzzle. Once that's in your head, once you have that thinking, you're on track. You can do this. So, let me deal with this 0.2 first. Let me go off and do some working. Forgive us. Let's do this working. What's 0.2, right? 0.2 is 2/10. Or you should just know that as 1/5, right? And that is 5 to the negative 1. So we have our 0.2. We can convert this bad boy. And 25, you should know, is 5 squared, right? So we're going to stick in 5 squared here. I'm going to stick in 5 to the power of negative 1 here. Let's just start off by doing that. Let's not try and do too much too soon. So instead of 25, I'm going to write 5 squared. Going to put a bracket around that bad boy. Going to keep to the power of 2/5 x there. Do not forget that bit. Easy to forget. Keep divide. Only question we did of divide today, people. Put it in at the end on purpose. Don't change to a times. It's a divide. Have your wits about you. Something's going to be different to what we did earlier. Keep that 5 to the power of 2x add 3. And this 0.2, make it nice. Make it 5 to the negative 1. And all of a sudden, you've got this base of, well, no, you haven't quite yet, actually. We should tidy this bad boy up. 5 squared to the 2/5, you should multiply 2 times 2/5. Hopefully, you guys know that 2 times 2/5 is like 2 over 1 times 2/5, which just gives you 4/5. 2 times 2 is 4. 1 times 5 is 5. So tidying up this bad boy here, I get 5 to the power of 2 times 2/5, which is 4/5. But don't forget that x. Divided by 5 to the power of 2x add 3 is equal to 5 to the negative 1. When you are dividing and the base is the same, you subtract those powers. You've got to remember that. It's not add. This is also where it gets tricky. 5 to the power of 4/5, take away this whole thing. So when you're taking away 2 terms here, put them in brackets to remind you, and do an extra line of working. So to try and tidy up this, I hope you're bearing with me. This one is tricky. I told you, it's not for the faint-hearted. This is 5 to the power of 4/5, and it's really like negative 1 times both terms. Subtract 2x, and then negative 1 times positive 3 is negative 3, equals 5 to the negative 1. Now, I'm going to go over and collect like terms here, but I need to work out 4/5 take away 3. Oh, sorry, 4/5. Take away 3 there. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say, what's 4/5 take away 3 over 1? That's 4 over 5 take away 15 over 5. And that's going to be equal to 9 over 5, like that. Are you with me? Maybe I should ask you a question. Is all that going okay so far? Should I pause for a little bit? I've made a mistake here, haven't I? I'm such a fool. Please forgive me. And this just shows that it was a bad boy. Please forgive me, everyone. I've actually made an absolute howler, and I'm going to reverse this. I have done, and hopefully you believe me that it was a deliberate mistake. You may not believe me. But I wrote that as 4/5 instead of, look at that, 4/5 x. What a stupid person I am. 4/5 x, that was. Such a boo-boo. Such a boo-boo. This bad boy belongs in solidarity. Even I make a mistake live. So that was 4/5 x. I'm so sorry if I confused you there. So what we've got to work out is 4/5 x take away 2x. So 4/5 x, or I'm just going to write 4/5 take away 2 to try and work that out. And that's 4/5 take away 10 over 5, which gives me negative 6/5. So therefore here I get 5 to the power of negative 6/5 x take away another 3 is equal to 5 to the negative 1. Ooh. Made a big boo-boo there, but we're home. We're nearly home. We're not even home yet. We got 5 on each side, and we've got ourselves the exponents must be the same, but we've got a nasty little bad boy to try and solve. Now, I think I'm going to run out of space here, so I'm going to move everything up a little bit. Apologies for this. And I can say that negative 6/5 x take away 3 must equal negative 1. All right? I don't like all those negatives everywhere, so I'm going to multiply everything by negative 1 to reverse the sign. And I get myself 6/5 x add 3 is equal to 1. I then subtract 3 off both sides, and I get that 6/5 x is equal to negative 2. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 6/5. So x is negative 2 divided by 6/5. I'm going to go over here and work that out. Negative 2 divided by 6/5 is the same as negative 2 over 1 times the reciprocal, 5/6, which gives you negative 10 over 6. And this simplifies. There are a little trickiness before. We can divide top and bottom by 2. It's negative 5/3. Whew. X is equal to negative 5/3. And we're done. Oh, I literally have to take a breather here. So I know we talked about bad boys all the way through, bad girls, whatever they are, right? But this is about as bad as it's got. Even so much so that I made a mistake today. Do you know when I know I made a mistake? I knew something was going wrong here. I just felt it in my gut, even though I didn't know why. But I couldn't work it out in the moment. It's okay. That just goes to show, guys, even me, like I got a first in Oxford in maths. I even made a mistake in A-level question. That's life. It's a bad boy, this question. Got me right confused. I hope I didn't make you confused. This could be one that you might want a bit more practice on if you're struggling. Heavy breathing, over to you. Give this a go, and then we all need a lie down, I think. We all need a lie down after this. Here we go. Just want to shout out to all the people in the chat who said, I'm just going to run through them, who said, forgot the X, sir, William, forgot the X, sir, forgot the X, sir, forgot the X, sir. Thanks so much. I didn't see the chat because I'm trying to look at the screen on my tablet while I'm doing it, and it's really hard to see the chat, but you guys were on it. You guys were on the money there. Respect, major respect for trying to help me out there. So many of you spotted it, so give you a big shout out. I worked it out myself in the end without seeing it from you guys, but I truly admire that you spot it. My deliberate mistake. Yeah, if you believe that, you believe anything. Here we go. Right, so what did you guys get? X is equal to -3/4. I don't know if I got that. I can't remember. I don't trust myself now whether I made a mistake earlier. Let me see. Yes. X is equal to -3/4. X is equal to -3/4. And lots of you got that. Now, just going to say, big respect today for these questions. I think they were hard, particularly the last one. Look, I even made a boo-boo. This bad boy caught me left, right, and centre. I made a boo-boo there. I think it got me back for me putting in that tricky simplify earlier, and I got myself caught back on that. Rewatch this. Make sure that you like the video, subscribe, tell your friends. The other thing, Mr. Arnold's going to post the Numerize link. Someone said earlier in the chat, I can't remember who said it, but their younger brother or sister went on Numerize yesterday, and it's wicked, and it's helping them with their learning. Please, 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 Mr. Arnold, post the Numerize link there. Share Numerize on your Instagram, on your TikTok, on your Facebook, on your Twitter. I really appreciate it. So many of you guys showed me your work yesterday. All of this makes it like, fun for me and Mr. Arnold, and helps us help other kids as well. Abby, I don't know, Abby. It could have been a mistake because there's automatic algorithms that do hiding answers. So sometimes we don't know why it does this. Amelia says, my sister loves Numerize. Amelia, thanks so much. Please share it with all your friends and family. Get your sister to share it on. That's really wicked. Like, share, and subscribe this video. Share with me on Twitter those wicked notes that you're doing. Hope you didn't have a boo-boo like I had in those. And also the Numerize link. Younger brothers or sisters, if you've got a year 5, year 6, year 7 brother or sister, whatever, get them on this. In particular, those kids going from primary to secondary school, because that's always going to be free for them to support them as they move from small school to big school. You guys are ace. You guys are kind today. You didn't you didn't have a go at me for making a mistake. Mistakes always happen. Learn from them. Move on in life, and that's how you get better. Okay, I'm gonna leave you guys. Can we put the link for the questions in this lesson? We can. We will do that. This video will go live now. I'm going to leave it open a little bit. Mr. Arnold, could you just post them in? And I'll leave the stream going for a bit, but turn the sound off. Mr. Arnold's just posted one there, and he'll post another one in a second. One's empty. One's got all my notes in it, and you can rewatch with the videos. Also, you've got these review exercises. If you want to test yourself, oh my word, try that one. That'll keep you busy. So until tomorrow, take care of yourselves. See you later, people. Bye. Bye.